Hey everybody, Karyn Bryant here, and believe it or not, right now I've got kicking back with me Mr. Bobby Green, who is facing Jim Miller at UFC 300. Bobby, I am so glad you are on this card. How do you feel about it? I mean, it's the biggest deal there is.
Yes, yes, it's a historic event. I get to come out, see all the different fans that are true fans. I get to make history and be a part of something that only a few fighters will ever get to experience.
It's pretty cool. I remember. Do you remember what you were doing for 200? Were you on the two? You weren't on the 200 card, were you?
No, no, no. I was probably somewhere running around crazy with my head chopped off.
Probably. I do remember working that one. But the cool thing is that you got a great matchup with Jim. So would you have sort of taken anybody, or were you specifically like looking to get somebody like Jim, somebody like that was an old school guy like you are?
Um, no, 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 sweetie. They give me every person they give me, I just take. I didn't have a
Yeah,
choice in it. They just said, "Hey, Jim said he'd fight. Would you take the fight?" And I said,
yeah.
"Yes." I always say yes to the UFC on whoever they bring. That's why I think they really like something about me is that I'm not hard to negotiate with. Negotiate with.
Yeah. Well, that makes a lot of sense. And the cool thing about it is, um, yeah, you fight anybody. And I'm not trying to say it was like you didn't need to have a guy, an old school guy, because obviously what you did to Grant Dawson, a guy on the rise just 2 fights ago, proves that you're still very much quote unquote in the mix and all that stuff. So, but what do you make of it? I mean, it's weird at this point. I wonder, it's like, do you even consider the matchups, or is it just that Bobby Green goes and does what Bobby Green does?
Uh, I don't know. I guess it's a bit of both. It's a bit
Yeah.
of both. I'm gonna do me regardless, but at the
Yeah.
same time, I feel like I don't know. It's just fighting to me. It's just fighting, and it's just art and seeing how this is gonna play out, and see how the art goes.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes a lot of sense because at this point, yeah, like if we're talking about you and Jim and excuse me, my voice is a little rough today. I was out a little bit late last night. But the thing with you and Jim is, yeah, like you both have forgotten more than people have learned at this point. You know what I mean? So it's like when I think about it, like yeah, you're like, what do you roll in the gym? You're like, I'm fighting a G. I'm a G. Let's go. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's been definitely in a bunch of wars, same as
Yeah,
I, and so that we both share those similarities. But
yeah.
this dance will be a lot different than any other dance he's dealt with before.
So what are you? Yeah, what are you kind of expecting from the matchup then? What kind of fight are you expecting with him?
What I'm expecting with him, I'm expecting him to get hit a lot. I'm expecting him to look for a way out. That's what
Okay.
I'm expecting him to do. I know he's been through so many tests, but I set the record for the most amount of hits in our
Hmm.
division. And once he realized how hard he's getting hit and how many times they're coming, it's just inevitable.
Yeah, yeah. So he'll be shooting for the takedowns, but then on the ground, it's not like you don't have subs.
Yeah, and to be honest, that's what I would like to do is to try to sub him out. I noticed once I subbed Tony
Hmm.
that people were saying like, "Oh, what the he doesn't have jujitsu." I've been working my jujitsu for so long. I am a complete fighter, but I choose not to use those aspects of fighting because it's not so pleasing to the eye, and then also my own integrity, my own I would say my own hangups is that when I look at fighting and I punch in YouTube, I wouldn't want to look at for some jujitsu match or some wrestling match. This is a fight, and so when my idea of fighting is for it to be real carnage, for it to be true and real close to the closest thing to fighting. I don't want it to bore fans and let them think that it's something less.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why you're on this card. That's why you get main events. I mean, you are a showman, and I feel that like that's your brand. You know what I mean? And so it seems like win or lose, whatever happens, like your brand doesn't ever take a hit. It feels like, you know what I mean? If you don't win a fight, I feel like you always show out. It's never like you've never lost a fight and been like, well, that's it for Bobby Green now. You know what I mean? It just hasn't happened.
It's either he goes out on his shield or I go out on mine.
Yeah.
That's just the way the fights go, and I think people understand that.
Nice. And you've never gotten too drawn into it though? Like where have you ever after a fight realized that maybe you gave, not that you gave it away, but like the showman part of it overtook the like strategy, and maybe you should have been a less of a showman and more of a
Yes, yes,
strategist?
yes. There's a lot of times like that, you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times like that, like the Drew Dober fight. I actually had just had surgery on one of my hands, and so I wasn't able to really hit with it like I
Yeah.
wanted to. And I could have chosen to wrestle Drew Dober, but I just felt like me and him were onto something so beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, it was
Yeah.
like, man, this is gonna be a fight of the night, and why would I ruin that? You know, and
Yeah.
I'd rather it be a loss. I'd rather it be something that was epic versus I have a bad taste where I left my crowd with something they weren't pleased with.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and we appreciate you for that. We actually love you for that. When you think now about the fighters that are coming up, though, right? Like you'll hear people sometimes say, "Hey, you got guys like Bobby, you got guys like the Diaz boys, you got guys that were fighters." And then became athletes, and now it's like people complain you got too many athletes in there and not enough fighters. Do you feel that?
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. The brand has gotten watered down. You know, it's a tough sport for one. And so a lot of these fighters don't want to take those risks. They don't want to do those things, you know?
Hmm.
And I think they're so afraid of losing the opportunity,
Hmm.
losing the, hey, I take one, two losses, I'm out of here. That was never my focus. My focus was more so kill or be killed, go out there and put a show on, and that will speak for itself, you know? As many fighter nights I've gotten, they speak for themselves. I don't get so caught up in win, lose, what's entertainment and what we're selling. We're selling entertainment.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. I feel like that is what you are known for, what you've always been known for. And yeah, it is a little different. You get the combinations now of like an A plus athlete who's got that dog in him, but yeah, you do see a lot more athletes now than the old school dudes. It's kind of a bummer sometimes.
Karyn, I want to tell you something. I want to tell you I haven't did no one else's interview
Yeah.
but yours.
Oh, well, thank you,
Just
Bryce.
you. I haven't did no other interviews, and I only have to do the UFC ones that they forced me to do. I wouldn't
Yeah.
do those either. I
Yeah.
know you used to give me a little bit of shit for how I run my life, but I told you it's just special, and I wanted to make it special. And
Yeah.
so when I pop in and I pop in on your show, it's special.
Yeah. It is. It is special. And I remember you coming into UFC Now. Alan and I still talk about it. You showed up at UFC Now in this red suit, and we were like, God damn it, Bobby King Green is the coolest motherfucker on the planet. Like, you just are. I mean, it's like we were like, damn, look at us, lucky us getting to take it all in.
You stop. You stop. I'm just an
So
individual.
when you talk to your kids now, like I feel like that was the initial reason for getting into it, right? Put some money on in the bank, get some food on the table, take care of the kids, right? Like, what do you feel your sort of takeaway will be when you're done with all this? Will it be that yeah, you were a showman, you provided for your family, you definitely put your name in the record books, and like that's what you wanted to do, that's your achievement, that's cool?
What will it be for my kids
Yeah, like
in
in
terms
like
of
your
like
legacy and
legacy or
all that.
something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Uh, when you're in this war, you're not worried about those things. You're
yeah,
just living it and you're doing it. You
hmm,
know, I could try to say, "Oh, I'm gonna go direct it this way or direct it that way." This thing is just more so raw. It's
yeah.
not something that's planned. It's not something that you're like, "Oh, I need to do like this or do that." I'm just living the journey, and it's gonna go the way it goes. The chips will fall the way they
Hmm.
fall.
It's incredible what you've done, though. I mean, when people know your backstory, foster homes, and growing up in San Bernardino, like you really have overcome a lot. So I would imagine that you got to be a bit of a local hero at home, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's pretty dope. You know, I try to be.
Yeah,
You know, but I just don't get too caught up in that stuff. You know, I'm
yeah,
not really caught up in it. Like you said, you're still living it
right.
more so than like what you're speaking about, it seems like you're almost talking like from the future and looking back at things.
Yeah.
When I'm still in the field shooting heads out, we'll talk
Yeah.
about this 5 years from now, and I'll go, all right, now I'm looking back at my legacy or what I
Right.
left and blah blah
Right.
blah. But right now in the field, I'm like, hey, can I still got somebody to shoot? And you're telling me to look at all the people I shot in the back.
That's true. That makes sense. That makes sense. I guess I'm just thinking of it since it's like UFC 300 and it's such a big moment. When you do think about though the people that you already shot, what was your most fun fight? Like, which fight did you actually just straight up enjoy the most?
Hmm. They're all special in different ways.
Yeah.
I take my art seriously. Uh, I like the Nazareth fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, I broke the record that night.
Hmm.
Um, I heard a crowd behind me for
Yeah.
the first time, and it was so electrifying. Uh, but they're all so dope in different ways. I like the Drew Dober fight. It was going so great, and that's one of my favorite ones. Like I felt like he wasn't touching; he was just like doing little things. But I'm like, oh, you ain't really doing nothing, and then bam, it's over. And like, what? I woke up and I'm like, what? It's over? What? No way! I was winning. I was kicking ass. So it's like, man, I like them all for different reasons. I like
Yeah.
the James Krause fight up into the
Yes.
stupid nut shots, and I got labeled as a dirty fighter. I thought it was a great way I was fighting and my
Yeah.
flow. Um, the Jacob Volkman fight when I choked him out. No, everybody had me counted out, and
Hmm.
for me to do it in that fashion when I had so many different things that happened. The referee stood us up when they shouldn't have,
Yeah.
and blah blah blah. All these different things that happen, but so they're all different in different ways.
Hmm. It's cool. It's such an amazing thing too. Like I was looking at your, before the talking to you, and it's like between you, I think you and Jim combined have. I think it was 104 fights together or something like that. You have
Wow.
48 or something, which is just wild.
I think
And so when
49.
49. Okay, right. So it's like I'm looking at it's like yeah, you fought everybody. Like you've literally you fought everybody. it's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's wild. It's
I'm
wild.
looking at it like this, Karen. Like, man, I'm getting to the point where I'm like, who else am I gonna fight left?
Right.
Who am I gonna fight left?
Yeah.
And so I figured I just signed this my last deal with the UFC. I'm like,
Yeah.
is this my last one? There's not too many guys that can fight left. There's a
Yeah.
couple guys in there still. But I'm like, I've pretty much done it all.
Yeah. Yeah. You've done a lot. And like I said, the fact I guess the one people might try to put you in Tsarukyan, right? Since you guys were popping off at the hotel.
Me and Tsarukyan, me and Tsarukyan are good now.
Yeah.
We're good now.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
I guess it's just a misunderstanding. He
Yeah.
felt he was gonna try to come at me and thought I wasn't like gonna stand up to that type of stuff.
Hmm.
But I don't back down from anyone. But and so there's mutual respect. I think he just got all bothered that I said he was boring.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll come out and be the first person to say, hey, if you're doing good, like his last fight was great, and I see him building towards that. So I'm not gonna say that now because I'm like, all right, you're doing your thing. But when I said that at that time, everyone that I talked to said the same thing. He is boring. And so all love to him. Hopefully, when we see each other, it's all good. But
Yeah.
if it's not, I'm prepared for that too.
Yeah. Well, that I remember when that was happening and people were talking about it, and we were like, yeah, no, no, Bobby's not the one you trifle with. I was like, you might
I
want to
think because he
choose.
had 7 guys,
Right.
the odds looked in his favor.
Yeah.
But if you saw the other video, I had them running like roaches. They were scattering like roaches.
Yeah. Those of us who know, we're like, nah, nah, dude, you might not want to pick on. That's not the guy.
And I'm not a guy like that. I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
I try to
Yeah.
put that bad side of me away and just be a person of peace and
Yeah.
love. I try to spread more positive things. But when you get that side, you get that side.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I will say that is something that's been really great is how positive you've been. And, when you get on the mic after the wins and you're telling people it's about love and you're pointing out your dad and this and that. I mean, it is a really great thing to say. And I like that you take that time on the mic to do that because for some people it might seem unexpected. And it is really kind of great after all this incredible, beautiful violence that you just laid out there that you come at them with like asking people to sort of care for one another and to be more together and less apart. I think that's really great.
Yeah. Uncle Chael, I've heard him tell me, and Michael Bisping tell me like this is your time to call for your fight, And I didn't want to be selfish. I want to be selfless, Thinking about others and what they're going through. There's constantly so many people in the world right now that are in need of something, and maybe I could be that something to show you, hey, I was there too, and I'm feeling everything you're feeling. I just got the fuck up and did something about it.
And I guess that's kind of what I was getting at too with all the stuff about San Bernardino and where you come from. Because I think that's it. Is you're a great example, and you just got up and did something about it, which is really admirable. Instead of sitting around and complaining. So after 300, then you want to fight another time this year. What's the plan?
Yeah. I want to stay busy. That's just where I'm kind of at odds. It's like I want to say what I want to say, and I was like, I had something in my head, like I should say this,
Yeah.
but my message has always been the same, is to keep pushing this positivity stuff. So to be selfish, and I go talk shit to Paddy, who called me out, and I go, Paddy, I haven't forgot about you. You said my name, and now I'm gonna come back after you, and I'm gonna come to your hometown and drag your carcass all around your fans and see what you think about that. I haven't forgot. But I noticed that he's trying to talk to Hanato. I'm like, listen, Hanato's not the guy. He proves already with the Drew Dober fight. He's going to hug and lay down and do all that stuff. No, I'm going to come in there and battle you. I'm going to come in and battle to the death. Not none of this like talk, and not back it up. Hanato was talk, and then he didn't back it up. He did a whole bunch of hugging and laying and praying. No, there will be no prayers. There will be none of that. It will just be death.
Damn. Well, you just cut that promo. With that said, I hope we get to see that fight. I really do. It'd be incredible. Hey, last thing.
Out there. I heard there's supposed to be an England card. Or is it Manchester or something? I don't know. Wherever he's from, I'm coming.
Yeah, he's from Liverpool. There is supposedly going to be a show in England this summer. I'm not exactly sure where it is yet, but that is the plan. And that would be a hell of a match.
I'm giving him the opportunity. My number's better than Hinato's. And so, hey, if you want to come take it, come take it. I'm standing right here. Come get it. And I'm giving you the best opportunity you can to crack the top 15.
That is a fight, man. Man, that would be good. Okay, so before I let you go, on Friday we were maybe going to talk, and you were doing like a pig roast. Is that a feast before the war type of thing? What was that all about?
I got it from Thug Nasty, Bryce Mitchell.
Yeah.
Bryce Mitchell's going to be is the farmer. Yeah. So I hit him up, and I'm like, hey, bro, I'm kind of interested in this farmer thing, Like, I've been watching a couple of his videos, and just he just has some really deep shit. I'm like, bro, I like this guy. So I hit him up. He's like, I'm going to give you some advice, and I'll teach you about that. I'm like, I'll teach you some striking shit if you teach me how to farm. And so we started chit-chatting a little bit. And so I'm going to buy a few acres, and I want to be a farmer, but I got to learn. Yeah. So I was like, my buddy, he's already up on the farm. He's like, you want to shoot a pig? And he just told me shoot a pig. So I thought, hey, I'll come up here, shoot this pig, kiss some babies, take some photos, and be out. Like, he's like, no. You're going to shoot the pig. Then we got to skin it or shave it and shave all this hair off of it. Then after that, we got to cut it open, gut it, and do all this fucking work. It took literally probably 7-8 hours to do all that shit in the snow.
Oh, my God. So did you guys eat too? Did you roast some of it too and eat it, or no? It was just.
No. I can't eat none of that stuff. I don't do meat much too close to the fight as I start losing weight, and so
yeah.
I told him, hey, it's just for those guys. It's not for me.
Okay, and so how'd you feel about it?
It was interesting taking life. I'm a Christian and I don't believe in taking life, but
Yeah.
if I'm gonna take life, it's through necessity. That means if I'm self-defending myself, or if I'm gonna actually cook this meal, And so I'm not doing this just like some people catch fish and throw them back. I'm like, no, if I caught the fish, I'm eating it. If I'm shooting something, I'm gonna eat it, and at least it's gonna go towards that.
Nice. Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, I do. I do. I'm not necessarily a big fan of hunting, but I do agree with that. At least if like use it for for everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I keep lying. Last question. You think Jamal's going to regain the title?
Oh man, hell yeah, that's my dog. Let's
I knew
go.
it.
You know what I mean? And the crazy part about it is like Glover's the nicest dude, and Glover's my fucking guy too. And I like Alex.
Yeah.
But I gotta stick with my folks. I gotta stick with my folks, bro. And Jamal's my fucking dog, bro. He's always been like the one I can always look at, and he gonna keep it 100 with me. Just when like you got a bunch of yes men around you, Jamal gonna go say, "Bro, you know you fucked up, right?" And like, oh, like I came out to the what is it, Sexy Red song,
Yes.
and everybody's
Yes.
all
Yes.
yee yee. Everybody likes the
Ski
stuff,
yee.
right?
Yeah.
Jamal's the motherfucker like, what the fuck are you doing? What were you doing? He's the motherfucker that set you straight, That's my OG. He's my big little brother because he's younger than me,
Yeah.
but he's bigger than me.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's so funny because I think I have pictures of you guys down in Jacksonville or something. You guys hanging out, so that was a setup. I know you. I know you're down with Jamal, and it's so funny with the Sexy Red because I'm looking at my kid here. After your walkout, we were like, "Damn, I gotta play some of this." So we put Sexy Red on, and what's that song? What's that? Born by the River or Down by the River? There was one. I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "This." It was good because I put it on at first. I was like, "What the hell did Bobby walk out to?" And then I was listening to some more of it. I was like, "I actually really like this."
I just be doing some different stuff. Somebody told me to do. I was like, man, I'm gonna do it. I'm down.
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty excellent. It was excellent. Well, listen, you are such a showman. You're always so entertaining to watch. You and Jim are just going to throw it out. Like I can't even wait. Like the place is going to go crazy.
I'm gonna
I hope,
get
I
'em,
hope you can take it in. Like
Karyn.
I hope.
I'm gonna get him, Karyn. I'm not gonna lie. So this is the fourth time we're supposed to fight each other.
Yeah,
The fourth time. And so the first one, I got injured. I think I've either messed up my knee.
yeah,
I think I had to get knee surgery after that fight. The second time, his opponent pulled out. And so I had to take the fight on 2 weeks' notice. On 2 weeks, I'm sitting on the couch having a smoke.
yeah,
And so I'm like, what the? Okay, I throw it all together. I make the weight, and after making the weight, I go see the doctors, and I pass out. My lungs collapsed. One of my lungs collapsed. My kidneys failed, and so I was in the hospital for like a week after that. The third time, I'm getting ready, we're supposed to fight each other International Fight Week.
yeah.
I end up popping for drugs, and now the drugs I popped for was called what was this shit called? It's called the fuck is it called? It's called the fuck is this shit called? I was watching some stupid guy on YouTube.
Yeah.
His name is Dr. Eric Berg, and he does YouTube videos about health. Tells
Right.
you what not to eat. You should eat more of this. This is gonna help you be more healthy. Some like little doctor guy. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this guy. And so I'm just kind of like watching the videos. I've been watching for about a year
Yeah.
and doing a bunch of like healthy tips and stuff. And so one of the videos mentioned something about how to lose weight in your sleep. So I'm like, I got weight and it's coming in soon.
Yeah.
Oh, this sounds like a great idea. So he's going through the video. He's telling, hey, you should be doing this, doing this. Then he's noticed what you should be taking. And what he noted at the bottom of his chalkboard, it said, vitamin A, I think vitamin D, potassium,
Yeah.
magnesium. All those four are good, right?
Right.
So I know those are healthy as well. But
Yeah.
then right at the bottom, it said DHEA.
Oh.
And I didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
I never seen it. I never heard of it. And so I'm all like on this healthy kick. I go to Walmart. I'm looking at Walmart and I'm getting the vitamins and I'm getting everything.
Yeah.
And there's that DHEA stuff right there too. It's not like it's behind the counter.
Right.
It's not like it's some specific, like next to the weight gainers or the weight powders or something like that. It's not like that. And I'm like, it's right in the same spots where kids can get access to this too.
Right. So it must be fine.
So I figured it was fine. I had no idea. I've never paid attention to the drug agency. I still haven't paid attention to their asses. Because why? I don't do anything. So it's just
Right.
like I was so stupid. And that one is on me. And
Yeah.
so the first one I got injured. Stupid shit happens. The second one I tried to help you out, Jim, and taking a fight on 2 weeks' notice. And the third one is on me.
On
So
you.
when they called him for the fourth time, Jim said this. Jim said, I was like, what the fuck? This guy, like, I don't want to take a chance of him not making it.
Yeah.
And I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it, Jim, what you're saying. But at the same time, you better show me a little bit more respect and understand the situation. So that's what I felt like. I felt like he was saying I wasn't gonna make it. And so now once somebody says the wrong thing, I put it in my head. I'm kind of like Jordan. Once I put something in my head,
Right.
I'm like, oh, you rubbed me wrong with that one. Now I do something crazy. And the last time that happened, I think it was Nazareth. He said the same thing. He said, Bobby Green wouldn't stand with me. And I put that in my head. I said, you thought I won't stand with him? And I just went crazy in my head. I'm like, I'm gonna do him the worst. And so the same things happened in the gym. The worst.
Okay. All right. Well, we will be ready for that. I cannot wait to see that fight. It's going to be incredible. Fight number 49 or 50 then? 50.
I think it's 49 or 50.
40,
I got
49.
one on the record that nobody put on there because I think I got popped for marijuana. When marijuana was bad.
Yeah.
And this is like I'm fighting on short notice. So I'm fighting. I had to take a fight on like a week's notice.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, I fought on a week's notice, and so I got popped for marijuana because it doesn't leave your system for 30 days.
Right.
And so I fought the fight, and I ended up getting in trouble. And so I had to go to Mexico, and I was fighting in Mexico under a name Ray Green. So I have another professional fight under another guy named Ray Green, which is my middle name.
I love it. I love it. And then there's going to be Ray King. Then there's going to be King Ray, King Green. You know what I mean?
Speaking of that, you got to change my name too. No more Bobby Green. It's just King now. It's officially King.
Just King. Just King. All right. I love it. Well, listen, King, safe travels out to Vegas. I know at least it's an easy ride for you. And just really looking forward to you throwing down, showing out like you always do. And I'm really glad that you had the time today to talk with me. I really appreciate it. And
You're my girl. You know we rock together from the beginning. You give me so many opportunities. I didn't want you to feel offended in no way. I'm just different. I just move a little bit different. I'm like, sometimes I feel like I talk too much. So it's like, get these cameras. I don't want to do this stuff,
Yeah, no, you are one of a kind, and I love you for it. I think it's just, yeah, we love you, Bobby, King. So, thank you for
Thank you so
kicking
much,
back
Karyn.
with me, and I'll see you out in Vegas.
All right, bye.
See ya.